proposes creating a psycho-behavior portrait of the young consumer of digital technology by reporting to young people who have a moderate consumption. Okay, is the background information is the virtual world young people's favorite space, a society of generalized communication characterized by intensification of information exchange. In Romania in 2024, there were 18 million internet users in January 2024. The internet penetration rate in Romania was 91.6% of the total population at the beginning of 2024. The purpose for each the computer is use are varied from exploration, surfing and searching, communication, instant messaging, email, chat room, to entertainment, games, music, videos, etc. The specificity of personality disorder in the case of young people are effective manifestations, state of excitement, anxiety, insecurity, unmotivated depression, hypomaniac states, psychosomatic hypochondria, reaction of the form of crisis of prestige, opposition, or vanity. Reaction in social relations with family, community, identification with negative example. The relationship between mental health and digital technology is a complex one because digital technology exposes children to information, social connection, online support groups, and specialized help, but at the same time, they are also exposed to a series of threats which include inappropriate, violent, and sexual content, unwanted contact with strangers, bullying, or online victimization. Recently, there have been more and more public debates regarding the possibility that digital technology contributes to mental health problems such as depression, self-harm, or suicide among children and adolescents. Mental health and the effects of digitalization are research on the effect of the using digital technology has highlighted some positive and negative consequences. Follow effects of the develop of psychical condition. Prolonged computer use is an important risk factor for obesity. Effect on psychocognitive development as emotional disorder, anxiety, irritability, low tolerance to frustration after depression. Effects to the development of social skills as technology has damaged the value system and social functioning of the adolescents, and the effects of the computer use of the perception of reality as the virtual world created by the computers, games, internet distance children from the real world. Psychoclinical assessment of young consumer of digital technology. Our paper, the objective and the argument, identify one objective is identify the psychosocial factors, the influence of the personality development of young consumer of digital technology, leading to appearance of emotional, unstable, anxious, depressive, passive-aggressive disorder. And objective 2, highlight an association relationship between consumer of digital technology and certain personality traits, aggressiveness, depression, emotionality, lack of sociability, irritability, inhibition, introversion, and emotional lability. Research hypotheses are hypothesis 1 is aggression is assumed to be associated to greater extent with young consumer of digital technology. Hypothesis 2 of research, depression is hypothesis to be associated to a greater extent with adolescent digital technology user. Next hypothesis of research is lack of sociability is assumed to be associated to a greater extent with young consumer of digital technology. Fourth hypothesis is emotionality is assumed to be associated to greater extent with young consumer of digital technology. 5 hypotheses is inhibition is assumed to be associated to greater extent with young consumer of digital technology. And the last hypothesis, our research is emotional liability is hypothesis to be associated to a great extent with young consumer of digital technology. Psychological investigation and research tool. Research tool is Freiburg Personality Inventory, FPI, was used in the research. FPI refers to some personality traits as nervousness, aggressiveness, depression, insecurity, emotionality and frustration, sociability, blood, calm, self-confidence, dominance, aggressiveness, reactive aggressiveness, inhibition, tension, open self-critical nature, extroversion versus introversion, emotional ability, and masculinity or femininity. The study participants, the final research group was composed to 60 young people, 30 consumer of digital technology more than 7 hours per day, and 30 consumer of digital technology less than 5 hours per day. Are demonstrate with figures. Okay, in this slide we present our results of research. In the first photography is aggressivity, sociability, inhibition, depressed emotion, and emotional lability. Is compare two groups, more than 7 hours and less 5 hour exposure to the technology. In conclusion, adolescents are very vulnerable of the challenge of the today society because life has a much faster pace of law. The highly developed technology takes up teenager attention and time. Very busy families with parents who are at work for a very long time and do not manage to be their children, to give them attention they want and need. The impossibility to having everything he wants, what he dreams of. These are factors that put pressure on the fragile developing personality of adolescents who does not have the necessary mechanism to manage the negative emotion that arise from this pressure and its consequences, and experience this negative emotion in various forms that endanger then adaptation in his living environment. And thank you for your attention.